since we met with you in the spring, it's gone from a field of 17 down to a field of 3. Just working the math, you're a little bit closer to that seat potentially. Do you then go to the courthouse? Do you have mentors there? Do you do any job shadowing? Do you ask people what was the big transition when you went from advocate to judge, or don't you have those kind of?
I haven't yet. It's funny, we talked when I first got here just briefly about, you mentioned to me, have you thought about what it'll be like after, possibly in 3 weeks tomorrow, that you'll be elected to judge? And I have to tell you, I really haven't. I've put that sort of out of my mind. It's been an incredibly busy summer, campaigning, continuing to run my office, having our family things, and then also having a pretty big homicide case starting. It's been busy, so I haven't done that. I mean, certainly I've learned a lot more about the court system and the changes that they've implemented. I have had an opportunity to talk to Judge Morosky about that a little bit. I went to see him on that to find out what had been implemented. I was interested to see. I knew that those were questions that were interested to people. Those were questions that were being asked of me by the public, so I want to make sure I had a pretty good idea on what they were doing.
And have you socialized with any of the sitting judges?
The only, I have seen Judge Burke and Judge Olszewski out on the campaign trail, but I saw Judge Musto up when I was at the Tomato Festival. He was serving behind one of the booths, but no, other than that, that would be the only.
You mentioned some who had been to your parties. You were referring to whom in that particular case?
I received I went through my list. I received a donation from Jerry Bonner, who came to one of my parties, and I received a donation from Bill McGuire. And of course, at the time that they came to the party, they weren't indicted, and really they weren't even suspected, I don't believe. I didn't know Jerry Bonner very well. I knew him a little bit because he's from Mountaintop and I'm from Mountaintop. I knew Bill McGuire quite well because he was captain of the detectives when I was in the district attorney's office my first go-round, so I knew Bill pretty round. And what we did with I think they each gave us $100. I'd have to check, but I think that's what they gave for our party. And we, I decided that I took the same amount, $200, and I gave it to United Way. Just because after they were indicted, I thought I shouldn't use their funds to benefit my campaign.